Hi everybody, Gay Lewis here. I'm sitting here in my red chair in my library. I call it my library. Anyway, I'm studying for my Sunday school lesson, and the subject is fasting. Do you fast? I like to eat. I don't like to fast. The only time I fast is, for some health test that you gotta have when you have to do that. Otherwise, it's not my choice. But Jesus did it for 40 days one time. I can't imagine. I just cannot imagine how difficult that must have been. But a lot of people do fast today. Sometimes it's for medical reasons, sometimes it's to lose weight, sometimes it's for religious purposes. But Jesus didn't really give any instructions or commandments to do it. In the Old Testament, in Leviticus and in Numbers, there is one verse that says, fast on the Day of Atonement, which happens to be on a certain day they give you. And it's a Sabbath, and you fast all day long, not eating anything. And it's to cleanse yourself spiritually, to atone, and which is what they had to do back in that Old Testament time before Christ came and did the once and for all atonement for all of us, so we don't have to try to do anything for ourselves except the atonement he's given to us. But back to fasting for today. Now in Jesus' day, well, that's not today, that's Jesus' day, he said, if you're going to fast, do it cheerfully. Don't look like you're sad. In other words, they at that particular time like to make a show of it, tear their clothes and have dirty hair and go around looking sad. And he said, no, don't do that. This is between you and God sees, and that's all that matters. So that was an interesting thought, but he didn't say you have to do it. He just said, he told the disciples that had asked him, he said, my disciples don't need to fast right now because I'm with them. There's going to come a time when I'm gone, they're going to miss me, and they're going to be sad, and they'll fast. But not now, the bridegroom is here. So be cheerful if you're fasting. And if you're fasting, I looked up some of the reasons or how to do it this day and time, and if it's good for you. Well, the Cleveland Clinic, via the internet, suggests that you ease into it. If you're going to do any fasting for any length of time, days, say, back off a little bit on your food to get ready for it. Kind of train for it. Cut back on your sugar ahead of time. And you have to plan for medications. Sometimes medication requires food. And so you got to think about that as you're preparing, and always check with a medical professional before you're going to do something like drastic like fasting, because our bodies require food and water. And that's the other thing, is to drink plenty of water and stay hydrated while you're fasting, and cut down on activity so you save your energy. And then when your fasting is over, you ease back into it. Don't just gorge yourself with a lot of food, which is one thing that I would do, but ease back into it. Slowly get back to accommodating your body to the normal procedure. Well, that makes sense. I don't know how Jesus did it after 40 days. That just sounds amazing and difficult. But Jesus was God. It was also human. And he did it for a reason. And of course, we're blessed because of what he did for us. I'm not a faster. I don't fast for religious purposes, or unless it's, for medication or got to have some kind of a medical test or something. But I'm not going to fast. A lot of people do, and it's good to lose weight, and I certainly need that and would like to do that, but fasting just doesn't seem to be my thing. It doesn't work for me. But a lot of people, it does, and especially if you're doing it for religious reasons. And I would like to hear from you as to how it works for you. If you were fasting for religious reasons, what was the outcome? Talk to you later.